Well, now that I have my tripod fixed, I'm going to go to what I was actually going to work on here today. Actually, I wasn't even planning on this particular project, so that's two unplanned projects. That's a 4-foot level. It's not a new 4-foot level by any means at all, but that level, I think you can see, needs to have the whatever you want to call them, the little lenses over the bubbles need to be cleaned. So we're going to see if we can do that without breaking it. Okay, here we go. We're going to take these apart, see what we get here. Oh, I'm hoping this all works. I've had this level for probably close to 30 years now. It's beginning to look like it, huh? Yeah. That's a screw. That's a screw. Aha, I did not expect that particular aspect of it, but boy, does that need to be cleaned up. Okay, so that was one. I'm going to put an X on this side. And the side with the X, remind me, that's the side where, see how that lens has a bubble in it? That's what we got. Now then. Uh-oh, this is what I was afraid of. Oh, I think I got it. This thing's old enough that the heads of these little screws would be very easy to twist right out. Matter of fact, I'm still not sure I have it. Take it slow and easy. I'm quite sure why that level's. There we go. Yeah, I've made comments in other videos as to why I don't use a lot of zip guns, power tools, battery operated power tools. And this right here is the reason why. If I had had an electric motor on that screw head would have got stripped pretty substantially. Okay. By the way, let's pull this out of there. Oh yeah, those definitely need to be cleaned. Yeah, well, that's why it has an owner, right? I live in the country. I think you can hear that in some of my other videos with all the road noise that I have out here. And not only do I live in the country, I live very much in the heart of a farming area. And in that regard, it's not uncommon at all for dust to be raised by either the road itself or the farmers in the field. Yep, I think this should clean right up. Let's take her over to the sink and see what we get. I'm pretty happy that I was able to get those apart that way. Okay, let's see if we can get this cleaned out. That water will take a little bit to warm up, but we'll get there. And yeah, let's see what we'll do. We'll go with the one that wasn't quite so dirty first. Now, just so you know, these lenses are actually plastic, and so you don't want to use anything too abrasive in the process of cleaning it up. Let me see if I can figure out how to swing this around here to get it under the water that way. Yeah, that first one cleaned right up. The water isn't even lukewarm yet. You know, it was these were not terribly bombed in. Oh, I'm seeing a spot here and thinking, oh, I got a piece of dirt. What it is, it's the screw holding that lens on. Okay. What I got there is just an old soft toothbrush. Matter of fact, I think it's even a Walmart branded one. But anyway, that seems to work. Okay, I would say in that regard, I would say that cleaned right up. We're going to set it over there, let it dry upside down, and then we'll come back and get that. Okay. See how these do. If these clean up as nicely as what the other things did, I'll be back being able to use the level here in no time at all. The way they made this is each socket has 4 holes. They're threaded to, I think, probably 632. And obviously it's a level. You get the ends are, stand for vertical plumb, and the one in the middle stands for horizontal plumb. I'm going to put those back in the same sockets I got them out of. Yeah, they definitely need to be cleaned up. It's just cleaning up nicely, though. It's not cleaning up bad at all. Yeah, I know. I'm one of those goopy ones. I bought this particular level years ago because it did not have dye in the bubble. And that bubble, I can see it. I can see that easier than I can see one that's got like antifreeze in it, and the bubbles in the antifreeze. I'm not particularly keen or fond of those at all. Well, this is going to go pretty quick. Exciting little video here. I'm sure this will just be one that everybody just comes back and fixes or fixates upon. Yeah, sure. Let's see. Got a little crusty there. I don't know if I can get it out of there or not. I'm sure not going to do anything to alter that manufacturer's glue job on that. Okay, yeah, it flushed out. So, at this point, we're going to resituate. We'll dry it off and reassemble the level and go from there. I think I'm going to wipe up a little bit of overspill that I got here. One thing about living by yourself, you really don't have to worry about anybody else yelling at you for what you do or don't do. And on the other hand, getting yelled at by yourself for silly stuff is almost worse than having your honey do it for you. Yeah. Well, that's a wet one. Oh yeah. Just keep working on this here, because at some point I'm going to want to eat. And at that point, I would just soon not have to fight dirt in order to do it. Makes sense to me. Okay, let's dry this off some before I get it over there, and then that way it doesn't splatter up the kitchen table. And a fun time with that by all. Okay, we're going to take this back over to the table and put her back together. Okay, now it's time to reassemble. And if you have to do this to one of your levels, I would just suggest that you make sure you get everything as dry as possible. The glycol that they put in these levels won't freeze, and so these are stored outside and have been for as long as I had. Like I said, I think I've had this level now for more than 20 years. So yeah, okay. This one should go vertically. Now, the problem with taking a level apart is that, in theory, your level was originally in the manufacturing process set up plumb and square. If you don't get it back exactly the way they had it, it's no longer going to be plumb and square. So, in that regard, you definitely want to take stock, make sure you do your best to make the thing work correctly. And again, that's why I'm drying this out, is you don't want moisture to mist up in the summertime with evaporation and freeze up in the wintertime with cold. Okay, this is the center one. Put the same screws back in here that I took out of this socket. Now with these being threaded screws, you definitely, these are not machine self-tappers. These are threaded screws, the holes, and again, that's an aluminum frame, so you got steel screws going into an aluminum frame. That's always a possibility for an adventure. Yep. You do your best to make sure you get them square if it doesn't peel. Now, I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but this is the horizontal bubble. It's sitting right on. That's sitting right on. I guess my table is more square than what I thought it would be. Okay, this is another one for vertical plumb down here. And I got it in upside down. That's why it's not going. That's why it's not going. Yep, you definitely got to put it together correctly. I'm pretty happy with the way this has went. Nothing fantastically about it. This was a, looks like it was a maze. Level. Johnson City, Tennessee. Yep. Like I said, I've had it. I have probably had this since the 70s. I probably bought this when I used to own some property that I rented out and had to do some repairs one day and went and got a level that I thought would be a good one for quite a while. So again, I'm not a carpenter, so I don't use these all that often. But when I do use them, it's nice to be able to pick up something that you know is pretty accurate. Okay. Yeah, that just setting that in there, that bubble was right in the center of the tube as well. So I'm liking this pretty good. I'm thinking we got her back together. Yeah, let's turn this quarter turn, see if that, yeah, level's not, definitely not level that way. Table's not level that way. It was level the other way. But the east end of the table is, looks like almost an inch lower than what the, or an inch higher than what the west end of the table is. Okay. That's good. Yeah, and stuff like this. Yeah. If you're out really wanting to get something done and get it done right, you don't want garbage build up on your rail. Aha. That's an interesting thing. I'll take a putty knife and clean that off, and we're going to call that job done. Well, again, thanks for watching, and here we go. One day at a time in the life of an old retired fart that doesn't know what he's doing, but does it anyway. You have a good day. We will catch you in the next video, and keep smiling.